Thank you very much. Good morning, 𝒔𝒊𝒂𝒄𝒍𝒆, esteemed business leaders, finance leaders. So this session, we're going to talk about leveraging AI to accelerate finance transformation. Before I do that, allow me to... Is it working? It's not working. Sorry, slight technical glitch there. It's not moving. Maybe you can move the slide for me. Okay. Right, so allow me to introduce myself. My name is Damian. I'm at Oracle NetSuite, Vice President of Solution Consulting Asia, Japan. For the last 26 years, I've had experience in various businesses across the largest construction tooling company in the world, in semiconductors, as well as in financial services. This is my 12th year at Oracle, and before that, I was with SAP. Some of you will be familiar with that as an enterprise architect for 8 years. I did my master's in finance in London Imperial College and a postgrad in technology at National University of Singapore. Now, today's topic, before I go into AI specifically, let me talk about innovation, because AI is all about innovation. I'll talk about how Oracle NetSuite approaches AI and some AI use cases, especially in the finance space. So, everyone talks about AI, you have Elon Musk creating human robots, human-like robots. And by the way, Elon Musk of Tesla is a good friend of Larry Ellison, who is the founder of Oracle, right? So when they talk, they look at space-age stuff. But what does Oracle really do with AI? It is part of our whole innovation strategy. And our question is, how can we make AI practical for businesses like yours? How can we embed AI in practical everyday usage? Okay? So that will be the main theme for today. Nothing space age about it. Now, before I go into innovation at Oracle NetSuite, allow me to introduce 4 layers of Oracle NetSuite. The first one I want to talk about is where NetSuite came from. We are the first cloud-native ERP. We were founded in 1998. When we started as a pure cloud platform. We have 40,000 customers using NetSuite on the same version, and that's only possible with cloud. And we cover over 217 territories. And in JAPAC alone, we help 50 customers reach unicorn status. We are talking about $1 billion status. And in average, they take 2 to 3 years to achieve that, running on the NetSuite platform. Over 200 companies using NetSuite went public since 2020. Since 2011, more than 63% of technology IPO companies were running on NetSuite. And in 2023 alone, NetSuite companies raised more than $100 billion through venture cap and private equity. And why am I saying this? Again, alluding to what Michael from Vina Capital said earlier. He talks about running business in a compliant way, running business in a normal way, running business using international standards. And with the platform, we have helped companies be compliant, be accountable. As you know, getting listed on NASDAQ is very stringent, both from a finance perspective as well as from a technology perspective. So the investors trust companies that run Oracle NetSuite because of the international standards and the ability to scale. So what is NetSuite? Just by way of introduction. NetSuite is one of the key product lines of Oracle. There are 4 layers here, starting with the platform. So the technology platform runs on Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. It is very scalable and very flexible. It caters to the needs of every different business based on their requirements, right? And on that foundation of technology, we run what we call the leading practices business processes, all the way from managing customers, e-commerce, managing your inventory, managing projects, managing your manufacturing process, to expansion. You want to create and develop, you want to acquire and expand subsidiaries across the region. We also have processes that help in field services. With all that information and data, we then help companies look forward through AI strategic planning, budgeting, as well as forecasting. And on top of that, we are very focused on the user interface. We want to make the customer experience simple for our customers. And why am I saying this? If you talk about the 4 layers, Oracle NetSuite invests not only about AI, but we put AI at every single level of this technology stack, in the platform, in the business process, in the analytics, as well as in the user interface. It's very important to recognize that. So with all this innovation, how do our customers benefit? Right, they're already, imagine you are already using an ERP system like Oracle. Do we disrupt your business? The answer is no. Because of the cloud technology, we are able to push all these innovations to you twice a year and many minor innovations across the whole year without disrupting your business. Right? That's the power of cloud. Now, let's talk about AI specifically. How do we view AI? So to do that, allow me to introduce our founder, Oracle NetSuite, Evan Gobert. He can't be here today, so we'll take a video. And this was recorded just end of last year.
When we think about AI, we're at Oracle, and we're working with our Oracle colleagues to build a comprehensive AI platform. The Oracle Cloud includes unique AI infrastructure. It's based on supercluster technology. Doesn't that sound cool? But you don't really even actually need to know anything about that, except that it's leveraging the fastest hardware to run more workload at less cost. And we, of course, will pass on that savings to you. It's using industry-leading technology to run large language models, partnering with leading companies like Cohere. And then Oracle's autonomous database has powerful AI capabilities built in addition to actually being run by AI. And Oracle's application development platform includes services such as natural language processing. And Oracle always provides industry-leading security that you can trust with your data. And the good news for you is as you use more of the suite, you're going to get more powerful AI, because AI is only as good as the data that you feed to it. And the best data is data from a complete suite. With NetSuite, your data is centralized, up-to-date, accurate, on-demand, and you can use that to train these models.
So a couple of key points there from what Evan is saying. Most importantly, AI is only as good as your data. Now that's very critical because a lot of us ask today, can we trust AI? Well, you can only trust AI if we teach them the proper thing. And it depends on the data accuracy that we feed into AI. Now, if you look at the first, ChatGPT, I'm sure everybody heard about it. It runs on the GPT-4 now. Now, originally, GPT 3.0 was the original model. It took $4.6 million and thousands of man-hours to train that model to understand what's happening in the world, right? That's how it all started. Now, same thing for your business data. Now, of course, it's we are not, when you are running Oracle NetSuite, your data is secured and only you can use it. So don't worry, the public cannot access it. And that's why Evan talked about leading edge security running on a very powerful infrastructure. Now, most of you will know that one of the biggest beneficiary of AI is NVIDIA. You look at their stock price now, it's just crazy, right? Those who invested are super rich now because they are selling the GPUs needed to power AI, right? And we are talking about short of supply right now. So Larry Ellison, the founder of Oracle, and Elon Musk recently had lunch with Jensen, the founder of NVIDIA, just to try to get more supply. Now, we cannot discount the power that is needed to run AI. But what did Evan say? We are running this at no cost to you. We are taking this on because we want to power the world with AI. Now, a couple of other things he talked about. He talked about, as I mentioned, security, infrastructure, and data. So remember these three key things. And he talked about data that is centralized and embedded in all the key business processes. So how is AI embedded in the suite? The suite meaning Oracle NetSuite. So firstly, you need to have a powerful platform, which is run by a powerful infrastructure, and that is run on the Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. We have data centers across close to 30 locations across the world. And just in September, a few months ago, I was in Vegas, Larry was there, he was even talking about running these data centers using nuclear power, right? So we are very committed to making it work for all of you. And on the platform is your data. Firstly, we are talking about accurate data and secure data. Now, I'm going to introduce two terms to you. One is called assistant, the other one is called advisor. So we use this term because AI is meant to be your assistant. You are still the master. Humans are still the masters, right? So looking at the first business problem, we want to look at tasks that are very manual in process and very repetitive. How can AI make it automated for you? That's the first thing. That's what assistant is for. Advisor is really taking the information you have, giving you a different insight so that you as leaders, finance leaders, business leaders can make decisions moving forward. So some use cases that we talk about that our customers are telling us that they need, and we already implement in Oracle NetSuite, planning and budgeting. Now, when you're a small company, a lot of you do planning budgeting in your favorite software, Excel, right? But as you grow bigger, how do we automate and put in predictive analytics within your planning and budgeting? From planning and budgeting, that goes into cash flow forecasting. So in Oracle NetSuite, we put in what we call the predictive analytics and use machine learning to run that. Then there is the analytics, data insights, as well as the data warehouse. Data warehouse, Evan talked about the Oracle Autonomous Data Warehouse. That's very important. Even the database of Oracle is run by AI. That means we clean the data up. We optimize the data for you automatically. Now, other areas would be things like the supply chain control tower. The purpose of supply chain control tower is to make sure in your whole supply chain, when your customers order from you, there is no delay. And how do we spot that? We look at potential delays in your own manufacturing process. We look at potential delays in your vendors. Are they going to delay? When the weather changes, the shipment to you, is it going to delay? If you are having delay, your delivery to your customers will be delayed as well. Now, the other area is around intelligent item recommendation, meaning this is really more on the customer side. To service your customer, sometimes when your customer come and order from you, you don't have enough stock. So what next? What next? Especially in a place like Vietnam, maybe you have many retail shops. Using AI, I can recommend to my customer another alternative product that is near their location. These are some of the algorithms that are running in Oracle NetSuite. Right? To give you some visuals, the first use case is around financial exception management. CFOs and financial controllers tell us one of the biggest pain points is closing. Every month, every quarter, my friends get so stressed at the end of the year because of closing. It's very pressurizing because you need to close on time, but you also need to close accurately. So one of the use cases that we thought about is, can we help you in advance? What if we can help you with your reconciliation much earlier? So if we can spot a problem with your data, what we call exception, maybe you can improve your closing process. So in this case here, you have a financials exception dashboard. And as you can see, using the AI algorithm, you run through all your transactions, and I believe you have hundreds of thousands or millions of transactions. You need the power of AI to crunch this data. We look at, for example, the first example, bill 3541, incorrect account. Second one, there's a missing transaction. The journal entry 13423, unusual time of entry. Is there a compliance problem there? And there's a duplicate transaction in the next one, followed by some missing transaction that didn't come in. We do a 3-way or 4-way or even a 5-way matching in the system, right? Now, if we can give this to the finance controller, the finance executive, they can then go in and try to correct this in advance so that they can minimize the process of closing and increase the accuracy of the closing process. Okay, so that is using a lot of the machine learning. Now, of course, AI, there are so many aspects of it, right? Now, the next one is the first one was using machine learning. This one is using generative AI, right? So text enhance, or what we call text suggestion. This is an example of an assistant where it's meant to make your job easier. So in this example here, again, part of the finance process and the operations process is to create hundreds, thousands of items or SKUs into the system. So one way one of the use case here is, as we enter the item, item name, the serial SN number or the ISDN number, using generative AI, we'll try to extract out and suggest for you what the item description is. So this is suggesting to you a text, right? And other use cases here will be, in the finance space, is the accounts receivable collection, dunning letters. Using AI, we generate the dunning letter for you, okay? Now, a big area of use case for finance is in predictive and actionable insights. So we have forecasting using machine learning. We have auto insights and auto narrative. We'll show you something about that later. Natural language and sentiment analysis. So what we do now is, this is just a use case. We're going to try to do a live demo. My colleague David here is going to log into a system in a server based in America, right? So this is based on a local conglomerate with 3 different product lines, and they are expanding across 30 different countries. So now we'll try to go to the live system. David, are we okay with that? We're good? Okay, so imagine I'm the finance manager of this conglomerate. I want to know, how are we doing for sales in the last period? So I just use very simple English. I just enter the word sales. I don't need to use any SQL statement. I can see it's 8.5 million across the last period. I want to see a breakdown. So let's type in the word product category and see what we come up with. Right? If I select that, I can see earlier I mentioned we have 3 large business lines in this example here. Furniture is doing okay, office supplies a bit down, but we are doing very well in technology. But we have further breakdown. I want to see what is it like in the product subcategory. So we are going to enter the word in plain English, product subcategory. And then we choose it. And we'll see here, technology is interesting. We have telephone and communication doing very well. We have the next one. In furniture, we have the designer tables, and also the designer chairs are doing very well. Now, this is good, but I have 30 businesses across the world. I want to look at my spread of business. And let's type in the word city. Okay, and here we can see a spread. Again, using simple English, no SQL statement. As a finance manager, I just want to enter a prompt. This is what we call a prompt. In ChatGPT, you enter a prompt, right? So I enter a prompt, I can see based on the depth of color. The darker the color, the better it is. So Hong Kong, one of my favorite cities, doing very well. I look at another one, Sao Paulo in exotic Brazil, doing very well as well. And then we have Vancouver. So here, again, example, we can drill in, we can scroll out. We can see countries, the lighter ones, not doing well, okay? Now, but my logistics officer recently told me we want to look at how much are we spending in terms of logistics and supply chain. So why don't I look at ship mode? In ship mode, we can see we have 3 modes of transport: delivery truck, express air, and regular air. Now, we wanted to roll out express air because we thought it's a premium service and people will buy into it. Looks like not. So regular air is doing well. So I want to understand further what's going on there. So I can go in and analyze, explore as a workbook to analyze deeper, right? So what's happening now, behind the scenes, is taking all the information into this workbook. And I want to have a more interesting look and feel here. So let's look at the color, right? If I bring product category in, I can see here, delivery truck, furniture. People prefer to spend less and they are okay to take a bit longer. And we can then see here, technology is a lot through regular air, right? But there's a lot of information here, as you saw earlier. I don't know what I don't know. Now, what can AI tell me? So this is where what we call the auto insights coming. Using the data, AI is going to suggest to me a lot of possible options, right? So we can see here, yes, so here we can see the insights. We expand this, we can see a lot of suggestions. Now notice the English description above that. That is what we call auto-narrative. It's giving me a description in layman term. As a finance person, I'm not technical guy. It's telling me what this is about. So I'm going to suggest and choose a few things. So I can choose maybe the seasonality. If I click the plus sign there, David, we will be able to put it on the canvas to analyze it. And if we can look at a few things like, you can see here, we have forecast as well, and I want to look at the city scatter plot. Let's put this, click the plus sign, I want to put this on the canvas. So again, as a executive, I can choose what comes out here, right? So if I click on that, and let's look at it. So here is interesting. If you notice, there's a dotted line on 15 horizontal across. It's giving me a reference line. This is the quantity. On the left is quantity. On the bottom line, the x-axis is the profit. Now, if I look at there very quickly, it tells me Cape Town, negative, margin, and low quantity. I think I should divest. If I go to the other spectrum, we have Dortmund in Germany, high margin, low quantity. Now, if I can increase my quantity by 10% in Germany, maybe I'll be able to generate more revenue and more margin for the business, right? And it's about time's up. So I'll just end up very, very quickly here. Now, I want to show you also based on narrative, right? The auto narrative. David, if you can, are you able to get into that to, yes. So not only does AI tell me the description, AI actually studies the data and it does an analysis. So if you look at the focus on profit, it tells me, there you go, Dortmund is in the lead. So even if I don't know how to read statistics, there's English for me to read and tell me what is to interpret this particular diagram. And it tells me that Cape Town is at the bottom, right? So again, this is based on auto-narrative, giving me information in the language that I know. So again, here are just some use cases for AI. There's a lot more that we can discuss later during the panel. And of course, we're open to more and more questions, and we can share with you what our customers ask us. So for that, I thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, Damian.